This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back on a Monday edition of Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt. We're coming to you live at 10 o'clock in the morning from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, just outside the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall in the Brick City Beautiful, Ocala, Florida. 622-9622, the number to call if you want to be a part of the show. I will tell you this, though, you need to relax, and it's only a drive away. That's right, I'm talking about Miami Beach, Florida. Yes, that Miami Beach, with its 7 miles of gorgeous beaches, Miami Beach with its international cuisine, Miami Beach with its art and culture. That's right, that Miami Beach, you could win a hotel stay and a tank full of gas, but you can only win if you call in and give us your name and phone number. Call 352-732-8000. That's 352-732-8000. From your friends here at WOCA The Source, paradise is only a drive away, Miami Beach, Florida. You know, too bad I'm not able to get that. I've never been to Miami Beach proper. I've been all around Miami Beach, but I've never been inside the city of Miami Beach proper. Grew up here. I've been to Key West, been to Homestead, to the Race, been to Dania, been to Hollywood, been to West Palm, Coral Springs, Margate, all around Miami Beach, but never in. I may have driven through Miami Beach, but I've never went to a restaurant or a nightclub or anything, or went to the beach in Miami Beach. So been all around Miami Beach, Palm Beach, West Palm, Fort Lauderdale, Margate, Coral Springs, all around Miami Beach, just never in Miami Beach. But here's your chance. All you got to do is call 732-8000. That's 732-8000 for your chance to win. You leave your name and number, and you're registered to win a hotel stay in Miami Beach and a tank full of gas from your friends here at WOCA, The Source. Last week, I gave you some numbers on COVID, and I got an email this over the weekend. Said, Tom, are you going to give us updates on COVID this week? And so I went and did the research. There have been, in Florida, there are over 1 million cases now of people with the illness, but only 17,990 people have died from the virus. And I know when I say only, that's a big number, but when you put it in perspective, with over 1 million cases, 517 new deaths last week. When you take the number of cases last week, 125,000, and you divide that into the number of deaths, 517, the death rate for last week was 0.0041 of the people that came down with the virus actually passed away from the virus last week. But when you put it against the population of Florida, 17,990 dead in Florida, that is 0.00082 of the total population of Florida. How is that in perspective to last week? Last week it was 0.00081. So now it's 0.00082. Still a very minuscule number. In the United States, the number is at 257,000 dead now, up 11,000 from last week. The percentage of the U.S. population that have passed away from COVID is, well, last week it was 0.00074. This week it's 0.00077. So, you know, I don't like the number 257,000 dead. I know that's a big number. It's over 250,000 people that have passed away from this virus. But when you put it against the population of America, it's 0.00074%. So even though, you know, they give you these big numbers to scare you and, 257,000 dead, but when you put it in relation to how many people we have in America, it's a very, very, very small number. But, Tom, what if it's one of your loved ones? You know, my mother passed away from COPD. People die of cancer every year. Oh, cancer takes forever. Dead is dead. I'm so tired of people going, yeah, Tom, but this killer here can kill you within months. Cancer is a long thing. Tell somebody who's got pancreatic cancer. Tell Alex Trebek that he just passed away with pancreatic cancer 13 months after he was diagnosed with it. And people, when he passed away, they said he was one of only 27% of people that make it over a year. Sounds pretty quick to me. How do you control people? You scare them. And then you show them the light at the end of the tunnel from that fear. And that's how you control people. And for people to say, Tom, it's not about control. These people are dying. It's about control. People die every day. Every day the morgue has people put in it. Every day there are lines headed to a cemetery somewhere. People die on a daily basis. How they die? That fluctuates from different diseases, accidents. But if Joe Biden becomes president of the United States, and it looks like he will be, if he locks this country down again over these numbers, he should be locked up. And I know people out there saying, Tom, what do you mean? People are dying left and right. No, they're not. 257,000 dead in a country of 340 million people. Let's put it in perspective. 257,000 dead. Another 40, 50,000 would be Gainesville. I mean, would we really miss Gainesville? I'm kidding, folks. Maybe. So when they tell you these horrible numbers and these horrible rates of death, they do it giving you the manipulation. And by the way, Tom, you manipulated numbers. Yeah, well, no, I gave you the numbers versus the total population of the United States. I didn't give you the numbers against the total sick. Against the total sick, the death rate's about 4%. 4% of the people that come down with the virus, that test positive for the virus, die from the virus. In Florida. In Florida. On a national level, it's about 2.2%. No, Florida's at 2%. The U.S. is at 2.2%. I don't know why I said 4%. Florida's at 2%. The U.S. is at 2.2%. So this is a disease that 97.8% of the time you survive. If you just do the numbers of deaths versus the number of ill. But if you do the number of deaths versus the population of the United States, your chance of dying from this is 0.00077%. Your chances of Floridian of dying against this, because it's not your chances if you're sick of dying from this, your chances as a Floridian. If you live in the state of Florida, your chances of dying from COVID, not getting COVID, but your chances of dying from COVID is 0.00082%. That's right. If you live in Florida, your chances of dying from COVID are 0.00082%. If you live in the United States, it's 0.00077%. Now, that doesn't mean your chance of dying from it if you have COVID. That just means if you live in the United States, the chances of you dying from COVID-19 is 0.00077%. Does that sound like something that needs to shut an entire continent down? Not in my opinion. Tell me why I'm wrong. 622-9622 is the number to call, or tell me why I'm right. I know why I'm right, but, it would help if some of you told me why I was right. It'd help my ego. I'm kidding, folks. I'm kidding. I get tired of seeing all these salacious numbers thrown out there to try to scare you into, doing what is being told you need to do. The only way we're eradicating this is by locking down and nobody can go out. Well, the chances of you dying from this disease are 0.00077%. Now, what's the chance of you contracting it? Well, let's do that math. let's do that math. There's 11.5 million people that have COVID in this country, okay? So I'm going to do this math live on the air right now. There's 11 million people, there's 11.5 million people that have this disease, that have been diagnosed and tested positive, divided by 340 million. So you have a 0.03 chance of contracting COVID. So that's a third of 1% of contracting COVID. If you take the total population of the U.S. and divide the number of people that have come down with the illness by the total number of people in the U.S., you come up with 0.03%. So 1/3 of 1% of this country has contracted COVID. 1/3 of 1% of this country has contracted COVID. It just, it boggles my mind. No, excuse me, 3%. Is that right? 11 million, 3%, not 0.03, not a third of a percent, 3%. So I just don't, a third of a percent, because 34 million would be 10%. So I'm doing my math in my head now all wrong. So I know you divide 11,500,000 by 340 million, because that's the population of the United States, and you come up with 0.03%. Just because I said it wrong on the radio doesn't mean the math is wrong. Do it on your own calculator. Go back and check. The people that have come down with the disease divided by the number of people in this country gives you the percentage of people in this country that have become sick. And it's not this astronomical number. What they do is they take the number sick divided by the number of people who have died from it, or they give you, 11 million people sounds like a bunch of people. But when you're talking about 340 million people, 11 million isn't that many. It just isn't. According to these numbers, almost 98% of the people in this country will never come down with this disease. Now, is this number going to keep rising? And will it get more than that? Sure, the number's going to get bigger of the people who have this disease, because more testing's being done. More testing's available. So yes, more people are going to test positive, and you're going to see that number inflate. That's why that's not the number I want to take. I want to take in the number that I'm concerned about is the finality of it. How dead are you from this virus? Now, do we know the long-term effects of this virus? Not yet, but we're working on it. We know more about it now than we did 10 months ago. But it is fact that when you look at the deaths in Florida, 17,990. When you divide that by the total population of Florida, you come up with 0.00082%. The mortality rate of the chances of you dying from COVID, if you're a Florida resident, is 0.00082%. I don't see that. I agree with Governor DeSantis. That's not a big enough number for me to shut down the economy of the state of Florida. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'll talk to you about what judges are saying in Marion County. Judges in Marion County are saying, be ready for trial, lawyers. I'll tell you why next. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
AccuSleep offers a safe and effective medical option for those who suffer from sleep disorders of all kinds. AccuSleep makes restoring healthy sleep patterns possible. No medication, no surgery, just good, sound sleep. Mend your sleep so you can stop counting sheep. Experience restorative sleep at AccuSleep, the acupuncture sleep clinic in Ocala by calling